it's Marky Madison Cork Dork. Courtney and I are doing
Hello.
a Facebook. I apologize for stepping on your lines. We're doing a Facebook Live video. This is my birthday, and as such, you would like to celebrate. And if you're some weirdo like me and you have a lovely wife like her, or a spouse or a significant other of sorts, you would like to have a glass of wine for your birthday. Now, you don't necessarily need to have something prepared as a cab or, something that would go with food like a Merlot or any of the general stuff. Say you want something that goes well with chocolate or is good in and of itself. This is where we have this come in handy. So this is Electra Red Moscato. This comes from California. And the grapes used are orange muscat and black muscat. So this is important because it gives it the reddish hue, especially the black muscat. Look at it. Every, quote, red Moscato that you will see actually has black muscat as the grape used. So it will be sweet, which is why if you're looking for something sweet to drink in and of itself, Courtney's really good. Maybe you should have been like one of Barker's Beauties.
What?
The Price is Right.
No.
No. So we're going to show you how to, quote, enjoy wine, if you will.
You can just drink it.
Yeah, you can totally drink it.
You don't have to do...
You don't have to do anything that we're doing, but we want you to know that to get the really fun, full effect of it so you can sound like a cork dork like myself, what you can do then is... enjoy wine the way we do. So Courtney will be pouring the wine, and as I had told her, and those of you who have seen the video before, today's is that the wine should theoretically be poured up to right about there. And Courtney will be, apparently she's guiding.
Yes. There we go.
And I'm having her pour for reasons that I will make apparent later. That's about good. So Courtney poured up to there because that's considered a serving size and also roughly maximizes, that as well as the ability to... Oh my gosh. You smell this thing?
Just a little bit.
It is powerful. It just went by my face and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. How to enjoy wine in its fullest form, other than simply just drinking it, because, it's cool. It's great to drink.
It's still delicious.
It's still delicious. It's not going to take anything away from it. So what I'm going to do is show you ways to go about it. And like I said, we're doing it this way today because it's easier than simply pairing it with food. And talking about doing that. Since it's a birthday, let's celebrate by doing it the right way. So, here we go. Courtney, would you like to hold the camera?
Yep.
That way I can be as pretentious as possible. So, this is the glass of wine. If you could go back a little bit more, Courtney. There we go. That's good, sweetie. So, here's your glass of wine, right? And so, you want to swirl. Now, how do you swirl, Courtney? Right now it doesn't even look like I'm doing it right, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Maybe I've just got to get used to the glass itself. Or maybe it's the pressure of people watching me, the whole two of you.
You're basically drawing a tiny little circle with your wrist.
Essentially, that is what you're doing. Does this look about right?
Yeah, that's better.
How about this?
You don't need
Look
to show
how
off.
cool I am.
Get over yourself.
I'm not even looking at the glass and it is swirling perfectly.
Get over yourself.
That's the 3 words that she says to me more frequently than I love you. It's get over yourself. Okay, so how do you fully enjoy a glass of wine? Well, what you want to do outside of swirling, just as important, is you want to look at the glass itself. You want to see what color is being used. So we have obviously red, but what kind of red are we experiencing? Is it a darker red? Is it a lighter red? Is it opaque? Or is it, what's the other word? Clear?
Transparent.
Transparent. If I'm going to use adverbs and adjectives, I might as well use the right ones. That way I appear to be smarter than what I am. After all, that's what drinking wine this way is about, isn't it, Courtney? Okay, she's doing an eye roll. Okay, so you're noticing a color, and also ideally you should use it on a contrast it with a white background and ideally natural light. Unfortunately, we don't have that. But what you can do then is, we'll just kind of hold your glass against a white background. And what color would you say that is, Courtney? I'm thinking that's kind of a ruby, like a clear ruby color. What do you think? You're the graphic designer. You take a look.
I mean, it's pretty purpley. So it's, at least in this light, it looks a little bit more purpley.
Okay, so I'm not quite good with my colors. I can kind of agree, actually. That is kind of purpley. And supposedly you can learn a few things, and I've yet to learn that, as to there are obviously colors on the rim, so of the wine itself, and you can determine how acidic it is. All wine is acidic. Like water is neutral, and then you have base and you have acid. All wine is acidic. So you can determine what level it is based on how it looks. So, the fun part, the part that everyone gets excited about, the smelling. And what you want to do is determine the type of smell. First thing that you need to do is figure out how much alcohol is in it based on smell. You can kind of guess. You can also kind of guess by just knowing what the product is. So how powerful a wine is determined by a lot of it. How far back you can actually get from the glass before you smell it. Like Zinfandels, a really good Zinfandel, like you have to be this far back. But a really like harder wine to smell that isn't as powerful, that has a lower alcohol level, a lot of times you're going to have to get close to it before you can actually smell it. Not necessarily this with Moscato, because we know that this is a Moscato. We can kind of ignore that rule, mainly because Moscatos tend to be of a lower alcohol level. Generally speaking, most wines are going to be anywhere between 12 to 15%. Moscatos are probably around anywhere between 5 to 10. I don't know off the top of my head. I will drink it, experience it, and let you know what I think. But after looking at it and sort of smelling it, you want to see how to smell certain things. Now, all wine is chemistry. That's all there is to it. There are chemicals in here that give off certain scents, and those chemicals you also smell in other things. So if, say, hypothetically, I'm sniffing and I smell a strawberry in here, you and I both know that strawberries were not used to make this. This is fermented grapes. So how is it that I am experiencing the sensation of strawberries? And what it all comes down to is chemistry. If I close my eyes and I smell strawberry, that's the sensation that I'm experiencing. That's why you hear someone saying, oh, I smell strawberry, raspberry, vanilla, those kinds of things. You can also experience things that don't make any sense. Like you could smell something and say to yourself, this kind of smells like chalk, or this kind of smells like clay, or this kind of tastes like chalk, or this kind of tastes like clay. Now, unless you're completely weird, like me, you don't know what chalk tastes like. You never put it in your mouth when you were a kid, unless, of course, your mom was a first grade teacher in elementary school, at which point you're a boy and you get a little like, it's kind of boring here. I wonder what this tastes like.
To the surprise of no one.
Yeah, to the surprise of no one. Or, when you were a kid, maybe you just kind of like got annoyed and sort of, guys thought it was funny to, smack erasers against other erasers, and then you get that dust cloud. How cool is that? Okay, so right now I'm going in to smell things, and not everyone is going to smell the same thing per se, but you're going to get the same, roots Oh, also going back to the whole clay thing and stuff like that. The only reason why someone that hasn't experienced the putting the chalk in their mouth, but knowing that it smells like and tastes like it, is because, like I said in the prior video, 90% or so of taste comes from smell. Like if you lose your nose and your smell sensation, your olfactory bulb is affected. That's it. You cannot. You won't be able to experience the flavors of your typical things that you are eating. It's a lot of it based on smell. Okay, so the fun part. When you're smelling, you're going to want to close your eyes and just visualize. Like right now, it is very jammy. Like very, like, I want to say strawberry, like strawberry jam. That's like really powerful. It's kind of hard to pick out several things, and I'm not sure if it's because I'm, quote, nervous, or if it's because this is harder because it may be a bit simpler of a wine. I'm going to go a little bit deeper into it. Get your nose right up in there. Okay, I'm sensing pineapple. No. I'm sensing mandarin oranges. Like these fun, kind of like just juicy, wet mandarin oranges. You know what I'm saying? And if, like, for whatever reason, you need to take a bit of a break from smelling, what you can do is smell your wrist or your inner elbow. That way, you can clear off what you had previously smelled and just dive back in there. Maybe a peach. And one of the reasons why we swirl, the main reason actually why we swirl, is so we can release those chemicals, so that we can release those smell sensations. And that's why we have this kind of a glass. And certain types of wines will have certain root flavors and smells. A Moscato or red Moscato, I haven't experienced it before actually. It's just very jammy. I mean, maybe some cherry in there. Let's see if I can go up top, because sometimes smell it down here will give you a different sensation than what's up here. Sometimes you go further back, you'll get a different smell. The point is, there's all sorts of areas to do this from. So up here, I'm getting kind of more minerally. I can't quite identify it. Just definitely minerals, but hold on. Oh my gosh, it smells like petrichor. You know that smell after it rains and you totally love it? It's called petrichor.
Wet earth.
Kind of like, well, wet earth, if you will. It smells like the leaves, you know, water on the leaves after a rain. What else? And sometimes there might not be anything else. Sometimes, you know, you might be grabbing at things, but the point is you're smelling it and you can kind of tell it's there. Maybe orange zest. I can't say that with 100% confidence, but I obviously know that mandarin oranges are definitely involved, so it wouldn't surprise me if I would also get that orange zest kind of feel to it. Okay, now, a lot of times what I do, I hand it over to my wife and see what she thinks. Because she has a different nose, which is a funny nose. It's a thing we say, she doesn't actually have a funny nose. And she could very well smell different things than me.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Black cherry.
Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking, but I wasn't confident in that.
Yeah, it's black cherry.
Okay.
Something a little tangy, like oranges.
Okay.
There's something a little bit appley about it.
Okay, what kind of apple, though?
Green apple.
Green apple.
Just
See,
a little bit.
it's very good to specify certain things in here because the more you think about it, you can get more, well, a sensation, whatever you want to call it.
Getting a little pomegranate, too.
Okay, good. Anything else?
I think that's it.
All right, so now for the part that people get excited about, the taste. Now, also something else that I didn't quite go over that people talk about quite a bit, it's called body. Now, body sounds like one of those terms that people say, but they don't know what it like means. People seem a little cocky about it because maybe they do actually know something about it. So, body is defined as basically how it tastes in your mouth. People think of it like milk. You know, is it whole milk? Is it 2%? Is it 1%? Is it skim? Certain grapes have certain levels of body. Cabernets tend to be, quote, full-bodied. Moscatos tend to be lighter-bodied. So one way to determine that is to swish it around and see how long it takes legs to develop, if at all. So you can't really see that well, but it doesn't really...
It's better to look at it in the light.
In the light more than anything. What if it actually kind of seems it's stuck up there in one of them? I don't know why. It's just literally stuck. And I don't want to say that this is a full body thing. But the other thing to do to test this, obviously, is to taste it yourself. So here we go. Oh, that's so good. It's like you're chomping down on a strawberry. Or maybe there's like some kind of strawberry pie filling. You know, something like that. Like there's some sort of vanilla thing to it. It's just, it feels like you're just chomping down on a pie. Also, when I'm doing the sort of swish swirl kind of thing, what I'm doing and what I'm is basically trying to determine the level of acidity, trying to determine the level of alcohol, trying to determine the body. All these things that people talk about, you can do that with your mouth. From what I gather, based on doing this, I can tell that it's very acidic because it's making my mouth water, which is a clear sign of it. I can tell it's very low alcohol because there's no burn in the back of my throat. There's literally none. And what else can I tell? Again, it's lighter bodied. I would say light to medium light bodied. And it's okay to do a scale of 1 to 10 or whatever. So, like for body, for example, you got full bodied, medium bodied, light bodied, medium full bodied, medium light bodied, you know, that kind of stuff in the range. And it gets you thinking more about the wine as you learn and analyze things. So, going back to other flavors, because my gosh, it's really good wine. It's good wine to celebrate your birthday, too, let me tell you. Black cherry, like something really tart, though. Maybe cranberry in there as well. And there's something so there's an apple flavor and it's a tart green apple is what I'm experiencing. So when you're trying to experience wine on the level inside your mouth and the flavors outside of swishing and some people spit because, you know, they have that kind of time, and it's encouraged. What you'd want to do is like ask yourself, what I'm feeling in the front of my tongue, what am I feeling in the back, what am I feeling, the sides and stuff like that. Another thing that people talk about is tannin. Now, contrary to what Elena Abley has told me, tannin is good for you. It is not poison or anything. I don't care that she's a chemistry teacher. And I know she's not going to be watching this, but if she is, wine people say you're wrong. I'm going on the off chances she won't be watching this. Or the highly probable chance. Anyway, so when it comes to tannin, it's that grippy sensation in your mouth. A lot of people don't like it. Also associated with drier wines, tannin is basically if you feel this like on the side of your mouth or the roof of your mouth, you get this kind of grippiness. That tends to be like a higher tannin wine. Moscatos, a lot of white wines, not all, are very incredibly low in tannin. I know that this one is. So, by itself, I think this is a fantastic wine. I would definitely get on Vivino, Vivino, follow your Madison Cork Dork to learn more about wine. And I would definitely give this one a 5. But before I get too crazy, I want to ask my wife what it tastes like to her. Because again, taste is subjective, but at the same time, there are certain root things that you will discover.
I don't do all the switching that he does. I just want to drink it. Definitely black cherry, pomegranate. I'm actually getting a little red apple, not just green apple. I think it's the sweetness from the cherry that's also making it kind of red apple.
It actually says pomegranate on the label, so hats off to you. I couldn't get that. So she knows what she's talking about. How about that? She is a cork dork herself in her own right.
Women also tend to have a better ability to taste than men.
Yeah, they have a better sense of smell. So girls, get out there, enjoy wine, and school men at wine.
You can call them ladies. They're not girls.
Ladies, sophisticated ladies, women, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Boys, because all men are stupid.
Most of them.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little bit of strawberry in there. Just like a little bit.
And that's it?
Yeah, that's about it.
That's about it. So there you go. This is wine. This is experience in it. This video pretty much went over all the fun stuff that you can learn. You can apply yourself. These aren't secrets. This isn't stuff that people can't do. Everyone can do these things. And it makes you appreciate it more. Of course, you can drink it in and of itself, which I do not discourage. Someone like me doesn't do that for the most part because I want to learn about it. I want to learn about wine, I want to experience it, and part of the reason why I do is not simply to enjoy it, but also as someone who sells wine in a retail store, my job is not to tell you what's good. My job is to figure out what you like, try to go from there, and then make a suggestion as to what wine you should buy. I give you options. I ask you for a price as to what would you like to spend on a particular bottle, and then we just go from there. It's about learning about wine and educating the customers, not telling them what they should like, but figuring out what they do so that you can help them. And that's why I do that as a cork dork. Also, I mean, let's be honest, it makes me look smarter than what I really am.
Yep.
All right, that's all for your Madison Cork Dork
And birthday boy.
and birthday boy. My wife is more than willing to punch me or slap my face. And have a fantastic night. Hopefully you are going to be enjoying a glass of wine yourself. And cheers.